So today I received in the post the new M4 Angel Eyes with the 3D crystals. These I got from eBay, I think about £430 for the pair. So I'm just going to show you the close-up of the actual Angel Eyes and the actual unit itself. So it's different from the BMW one. The glass only goes up to about here and then it's plastic. And I don't think you're going to be able to take this off if you want to do any demon eyes on it, because I've been looking to do demon eyes on these as well without damaging it, because when you go to the bottom it's similarly, it's just one piece of plastic, and it doesn't look like they've used that special heated stuff, because I tried heating it up and it seemed like some sort of silicone. So without making a mess of it, I don't think it's easily going to be done without having to put new lenses, and because it's an aftermarket one, I don't know how easy that is. So behind here is where your xenon lights go, so you just take out these 6 bolts, 6 screws here, that comes off. That's your indicator bulb in here, and then you've also got an access here for a light bulb for the internal beam, and then you've also got access to the underside just here. This is for the ballast, which you take off from your other original unit, and the covers and the rubber grommet. Similarly, you do the same thing over here. This is the connection point. I've been told on the internet, when I've seen other people do this, that you don't get any error codes or anything like with this particular unit. I think they must have all the electronics all inside there, so it should be just a straightforward plug and play. So looking forward to doing that, so keep posted, and when I get a chance I will take off the bumper and do this install. So I've started to take off the bumper to install these new eBay Angel Eyes M4 style. So yeah, so there's quite a few screws. Let's just walk you through. I've taken some pictures because I think the camera's not going to show all the bolts that you need to take off, but there's this many screws to take off on this side, and you've got some over there from the headlights, and then you also got some on the other side, so I've had to take off the full lining off over here to get to some screws over here. Let's put the flash on. So screws over here. To take off the bumper bit, there's a screw over here, and had to take off some screws all along here for the paneling for the mud guard. And with my one, I've got a washer on my one, and it was a bit of a struggle to get out initially until I figured out how to take it off. But what it is that they clip on here, so you shouldn't pull out on these springs, but if you do, you can fix them. So they just unclip over through here, so they just clip through like that, like so. So I've taken those off, kept them aside. I'm going to see if I can do one at a side rather than taking the whole bumper off. I think it's quite loose enough to get what I need to get, I think. We'll see anyway. So these are the other screws I have to take off for the headlights. These ones. For the front bumpers, you take off this, and this. And on the other side, which I haven't taken off fully, but you got altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws I've taken. So I've taken the 3 that are here, 1 over there, and there was 3 down here, right at the back over there. What I use for that, I use one of these mini wrenches. You can take off the extension to get in there if the wheel's in the way. So I just figured out how to take out this head unit. As you can see, it's quite wobbly now, but it's held in by 2 more bolts there, which I should be able to get. And also, when you go in here, underneath there's this thing here which is attached, which just clips into this bit here. So you just pull it out and you just pull it out here and it pops off, and that's connected to the housing which is connected to the unit. So once I take these 2 here on the front, they're torque bolts, so I'll take those out and then that should set the thing free. So I managed to get it out. So as I said, you're going to take off these two Torx here. This was connected to the under unit for the jet washer, so you have to unplug that to get it out. That's the socket for plugging in the headlight. There's a screw at the back of here that holds the headlight, and then these two over here, and the rest of it's all just for the bumper, just to loosen it up. I managed to take it all out by just loosening a few of the things without having to remove the whole bumper, which is pretty good. Just have to take off that wheel arch to get this first one out, but I'll do the other side once I jack it up. So best thing to do is just do one at a time, and that way you can see where all the screws are. One of the other things is obviously when you disconnect the water jet, you have to tie this up, bend it and tie it up, otherwise water just keeps leaking, and that just disconnects from the jet wash by using this little clip that just pops onto here, and you just pop it off and the whole thing comes off, so you don't need any sort of hose pipe clips. So on the headlight units, this is the back of it. So these are the fixing points more clearly. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 over there. And there's one over here as well. And that's it. Remove the housing, alignment housing, or the water jet housing. There's a Torx screw here which you have to undo, and you also have to undo a Torx screw that's just located there, and that should take the lighting free now from there. See? And that's our light unit, which I'm going to swap over now. So I'm just removing the existing ballast from the old light using a Torque 20. Just a quick thing, when you put your new lights, make sure you've got some nice soft material so you don't scratch up your headlights, your new ones. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to disconnect that. I can't do it at the moment with one hand, so I'll get back to you once I disconnect it. So I've undone the ballast. There was this rubber seal which you've got to reuse and put that here. With this headlight, these connectors were joining, so obviously you can't get the rubber grommet in there, so you can just disconnect that, and that's why they put a connection there, so it allows you to put that in there and then you can reconnect it. So I've just screwed in the ballast, reconnected those two wires, and now the next bit is to take off the xenons bulbs from here. So I undo these 6 Torx screws. At the moment, these are the manufacturer xenons, which I believe they're about 4,200 kelvins. I've ordered some new xenons, the 6000K. They should be coming in the next few days, so I'll have to take this all out again just to put it in, but since the weather was good, I wanted to just check everything was working and get it installed. So let me just take this all off and then show you afterwards. So I've taken off the cover. So these are the DS1 xenons that come with the car, so I'm going to take that one out. I don't need that, that's for the Angel Eyes, so obviously these have got its own built on, the new ones. So let me disconnect that. Obviously when you're disconnecting that, make sure you don't touch the light bulb itself, because the residue of your fingerprints, the oils, can make the bulb blow once it's switched on, so just be careful. So I've undone the cover here of this one here, and as you can see, this is where the new xenons are going to have to go in. These cables that are all unplugged here, you don't need to worry about it. They just stay inside there. They're nothing to do with the installation, and that should be it. Once we seal it up, then I can start connecting the headlight unit back to the water jet housing. So I've just taken the xenons from this headlight and I've put it inside here and clipped it back in, and this one here with the silver cable protection is the one that plugs into here. you just plug that in and clip it in, so now it's the power. And we can tuck these ones away like so, and then we can put the cover back on. So I've just put back on the water jet housing, put the 2 screws back here and 2 screws back here, so that's all fine. All the cabling's connected and the ballast is connected, so that's how it should look like. So I'm going to install this now back into the car. So I've just plugged them in and the lights seem to be working fine. So just a quick one. So what I did is put these back in here. I still got to do these 2 screws that hold that in, and I had to loosen this clip here to allow the cable, which I'll show you underneath here, to clip into the other one, because this one, the BMW one, wasn't stretching long enough to connect into the new housing here, and that just clicks in and that's it. So what I'll do is when I get my new Xenons, I'll be taking this covers off here, and then I'll be getting some felt insulation wrap for this, just to tidy up all the housing loom. But I'm happy with it, it looks good. Obviously the flashing is because of the video, but otherwise it should, as I can see, it looks really good. And this is how it looks like with the headlights on, with the full beam. So again, these are the 4200 Kelvin bulbs that come with the car, so I'll be switching to the 6000 to give a bit of to match the fog lights, which I've got 6000 as well. So I've just reconnected the washer, so put that back in and clipped it back in with the clip, so now it's all sealed. And now I've got to just button up the bumper and put the pieces back together again. So just before I forget, I had to take this off from the other headlight. It goes and fits in here, because I noticed when I put the bonnet down there was a bit of a gap, so just to remind you to take that off your old one. So this is the comparison of the new one on the right hand side and the original ones on the left hand side. It's a big difference. Ignore the flashing, that's just from the video, or the LEDs, that's how they come out, but it looks really nice.